Hey there. With all the devastating world news that it's just noise, our businesses are suffering. Watch this video if you want to hear some strategies to go through this business recession and how your ideas and your community and innovation are there to support you. You are not alone. So, a lot of businesses are going through really hard times right now because the economy is basically changing. I want to talk about some strategies and how to improve your game plan and how to strategize to go through this recession and give you some tips and tricks. So right now, all the businesses basically are running out of cash because everything stopped suddenly. This pandemic gave us really like a lockdown and everything, all the doors of cash, all the machine, the economic machine has stopped suddenly, and we're all struggling for cash right now. Well, I don't think I don't have to explain further what is going on right now, but I will give you some strategies that you can really work through and capitalize on these strategies so you can succeed during this difficult period. First of all, I want to tell you that the world is not ending. Nothing will end, nothing will happen extraordinarily. You will be okay, you are safe in the world. But yeah, the economy is just like not performing as we expected, and this is a surprise for everyone. So during this time, all you need is cash for your business, because if you don't have cash, basically you cannot continue operations. So you have to really work on your working capital, and I'm gonna give you more a different perspective of your business if you don't already have one. But the working capital is everything that lets you build cash. So first of all, you need to have in order your accounts receivable. So basically you have to put a lot of effort to bring money into your company. So do a list of all your customers that are really not paying you, for example, if you give them credit, because right now you need to build up cash to basically confront the situation and be the most agile company as you can. So let's talk about credit a little bit. Some businesses are really giving away credit just because they think that it will be easier to sell something if they give credit to customers. Let's say you sell something and you tell the customers that they can pay you in 30 days or 60 days or something. But think about this way. I want to ask you, how many months has a year? It's 12. Imagine the business, it's earning 1 million every month. So that's 12 million. And if you give 30 days of credit, you basically have to put from your pocket 1 million instantly. And if you give 60 days of credit, you will have to put one more instantly to produce all that wealth. And it's not exactly 2, but it's the amount that will cost you to produce those 2 millions. So if your net income is 2% over your total sales, you will have to put a lot of money to produce that amount of net income. So try not to give your customers a lot of credit right now. If you struggle a bit to sell, it's better to use your negotiation skills, your sales skills, and not give away your time right now, because everyone is running out of cash. So you want to really assure that your company is receiving the cash that it needs to succeed. Also, accounts payable. Accounts payable, it's all the money that you owe to suppliers, for example. So try to leverage on those days. You have to do the contrary. As for your clients, you have to ask suppliers to stand back a bit, and they give you some time to pay them back. Maybe 60 days, it's reasonable. but still you don't want to squeeze them so bad, because in these times you really need to build more good relations with the suppliers, and try to build a community that will keep the machine rolling. Because if you end with bad terms with your suppliers, you as well need them to succeed. So try to leverage on them, but not squeeze them so much. So the best thing you can do is really talk with them and build really good relationships with them right now, because you can rely on them in the future. And basically the suppliers that have been more useful to you, you need to strategize on your suppliers. Make a list of the most important suppliers that you cannot live without, and then use your cash to prioritize your suppliers. As well, try to reduce your inventories. Inventories cost, and they cost to storage. So if you purchase, for example, coffee for your coffee machine and everything, it will pile up, and it's cash out of your pocket that you need right now to confront all this uncertainty. So try to communicate with all your supply chain so that inventories are kept at minimum and still be profitable, but without bottlenecks in your supply chain. So it's better to really purchase an inventory that it's already sold, not more, just the necessary things to keep on going. And also you have to check your cash available. Try to do cash flow statements very often. Try to see how you will be in 3 months in advance or 4 months. And do this every 2 weeks with your accountant. It's better to have something reliable and that lets you know decisions, take decisions. So basically take your account balance today, take all of your future expenses and all your future expected income, and you will see how will you end up at the end of the month. So this report is really crucial. And also try to renegotiate the short-term debt, because in these times it's better to have a good negotiated debt that don't receiving it at all. So people will be open to give you some slack in paying back that debt. So you have that debt with the bank, well, try to call the bank and tell them, this is something uncertain, and let's renegotiate this debt. I will talk a little bit about negotiation right now, then you can see what's going on. So now it's the time to really exploit those negotiation skills. First of all, it's to be transparent. If there is no trust in what is going on, everything will be lost, that's for sure. So transparency builds trust, and when there is trust, there is business going. So try to be transparent with all your suppliers, with the banks, with your customers, and try to really take all the profit and let them know what you want, and let them tell them to tell you what they really want, so you can have an agreement. It sounds silly, but it's really important. So first of all, you need to calculate what's your best alternative, what's at risk in your future negotiation, what will be your strategy, your best scenario and worst case scenario, and try to defend it without creating a problem. And for this, I will give you a short story that brings a lot of value, and it will teach you many sides of a successful negotiation. So I will start the story. Imagine two sisters fighting for an orange, because let's say that they were fighting because it was the last orange in the fridge. And those were like very aggressive, and they couldn't agree to the negotiation. So the mother arrived and and the mother split the two sisters and said, okay, what do you want? Why do you want the orange? And one said like, oh, I wanted to make juice. And the other sister said, well, I just wanted to make a cake, so I just need the orange peel. So at the end, the sisters came into an agreement, and one sister took all the juice and the other took all the orange peel. So in this case, in both sides of the negotiation, one sister knew the necessities of the other, the needs of the other sister. So if you know what the others exactly need, and that's why you have to build up good relations with all your surrounding suppliers, all your clients or your employees, everything, well, you will get a better piece of it. So really take and learn about negotiation. Calculate your best alternative to a negotiated agreement, your worst case scenario, your best case scenario, and study, prepare for it, know know the other part, who is the other part, who they are, what they do and how they feel. So ask many questions before doing a negotiation. And another thing I want to talk about is innovation. Right now things are really changing, but it doesn't mean that you are dead. It's time for innovation. Innovation, it's so important in businesses because they bring higher margins. That's why so many people invest so much money for innovation. If you include innovation in your business in any way, you will bring higher margins. And this means that it could be in your supply chain, for example. Instead of, you don't have to change things because maybe you are in a commodity business, but you can do a lot of innovation right now. You can change your supply chain. Instead of, imagine, I will give you an example. Imagine that you build machines and you build them now from scratch. Well, right now, maybe it's easier that you, I don't know, delegate some parts to other businesses and you build some part to sell the final product. As well, you can innovate in how to calculate costs and how to take decisions and start doing new reports, start doing research. So really, you don't need to innovate just in a product. So you can innovate in a lot of ways, and during this time, this will be key because all of those businesses that innovate, they will survive. So start using your creative thinking, use your public relations, use your books, study, watch the news, talk to someone, talk to your customers, and really get the most out of it. All the innovation will bring you a lot of value to your business, and it will be key for this crisis. As well, start to look disruptive innovation within your industry. For example, imagine you are an architect. Right now, and during the 2008 financial crisis, architects lost a lot of customers because, well, construction is expensive, but a lot of new architects starting to build tiny houses, for example, and new markets open during this time. So try to see within your industry who is succeeding right now related to your core business, and maybe you can do it as well. And don't expect big earnings at the beginning because new markets are hard to open, but try to match the size of your new innovation to the size of the market, and maybe in some time it will bring you a lot of back. So disruptive innovation, it's key, and those things are the things that will lead you to succeed. As well, I'm going to tell you, a lot of news are going out right now that are very negative, that the world is going to end, that everything is going to fall down. Well, it's not that fragile anymore. the world is so complex that no one knows what's going to happen. It's so complex that all the stories that you hear on social media are just simplification of what's going on. And they feel so smart about it. But at the end, you can control your own situation and your own business. So the community that is around you, it's the most immediate and the most important thing that is happening to you. So be aware of your community. You are not alone. And if you build a good community, you will succeed as well, because you are not alone in this crisis. So do a lot of networking. Ask your neighbor what is going on. Ask for help. Search for new information that it can help you. And the stronger the community, the stronger your business. Try to cooperate with them. Don't be an obstacle to others. Right now, humans need more cooperation, and that's how big projects are built. And human nature, it's about cooperation. That's what differentiates human beings from other species, because their capacity to cooperate in large amount of people, in a large audience. And as well, it's a good time to learn and to learn from your mistakes, but don't be stuck on them. Just learn from your mistakes, and you will really, really learn many useful things in the crisis. During crises, many things happen that are positive for the human beings. So learning is key to succeed. And well, the less you act, the less you negotiate, the less you calculate your things, and the less prepared you are, well, maybe you will not die or anything, but just be prepared. The situation it's getting a bit worse, but if you are prepared and if you know what's your worst and your best case scenario, you will really have a plan. So don't get caught without a plan. So thank you very much. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that something will be useful to you, maybe just the mindset or anything, and just don't be scared right now. Everyone is just screaming and everything, but at the end, it's in front of our eyes. The answers are in front of our eyes. So we know exactly how it is, and just your immediate surroundings are the most important that it's happening to you. So be aware of that, and I hope you like it. Please give that thumbs up, subscribe, comment, hate me, or just say something, but this will help me a lot. Thank you very much.